Today is the 26th of July 2023, and we want to continue our lesson on algebraic expressions. This will be our third lesson. Okay. I want to say thank you to all the people who have been watching my videos so far. It's been very encouraging. Okay, and I want to say this up front. Okay, it's a few of them, not all, but some of my videos, I realized that I when I upload the video, I watch them over and over again just to make sure that the information I'm giving you is the right one, okay, and to learn and see if I can simplify it next time to make the learning process easier for the people who are trying to learn it, because I still know that there is this myth around maths that is difficult. If I can do it, then everybody should be able to get at least a GCSE in maths. Okay, so that has been my motivation behind this. So even if it goes on to help one mom or dad or a student out there to get a stronger GCSE, then I'll be so glad, and the aim of all this would have been achieved. So there are times, for instance, this is 3A. Okay, these are my notes. I wrote them out. I did it myself. Most of the samples are samples that I've made up. So I took time to do these notes and read it over and over again. So there are times maybe I would like to say 3A, and I'll end up saying 3. Or maybe I think in the percentage and the question clip, there were times I wanted to say maybe £5 and I'll say 5%. At that moment, what I'm pointing to is what I want to say. So if I want to say, if it's 3A as it's here now, and it shows up and I say 3 or A, please go by what is on the script or what is on the notes. Okay, so let's start today's lesson with a recap. So we've looked at addition and subtraction, and then yesterday I started to introduce you to the multiplication of how we do algebra. Okay, and I showed you, so I'm going to do a quick recap again, and then we'll do some division work today. Okay, so the first example we have here is 8A plus 2A. So as I explained earlier, A is like an apple plus 2 apple. So you are adding, so it's straightforward. So it's 3A. So it's like 1 plus 2, 3, and you add your A. Then B here is the same thing, A plus 2A, but we have a minus B. So A plus 2A is 3A, then minus B. We can write minus 3ab. No, we don't know what b is, and we are subtracting, not multiplying. Okay, look at it very carefully. So here is addition and subtraction. So this is our answer. And there are no common factors for us to introduce any brackets. So we are going to leave it as it is. Okay, the next one is a plus 2a, which we know is 3a. Now, minus b plus 3b. So here we put like terms together. So the a's together and the b's together. So a plus 2a will give us 3a. Minus b, add 3b. So minus b will be like minus 1b. Add 3b. So it's like minus 1 add 3. So we have 2b. Here too, there are no common factors. So our answer will remain 3a add 2b. Also, we can also write it as 2b add 3a. Okay, so 3a add 2b or 2b add 3a. Whichever way you swap it around is right because it's addition. So it's like 3 add 2 or 2 add 3 is the same. The next one is 3b minus 2b. So this is easy. So 3b, so it's like 3 mango minus 2 mangoes. So if you have 3 and you take 2 out, you are left with 1. I said in our first lesson that we don't normally write 1b, so it's a b there. Okay, here we are on E now. So 6m add 3m add 6n minus m add n. So the variables are m and n. So we are going to put them together. 3m minus m will give us 2m. 6n add n will give us 7n. So actually you can leave this place to that place, but I wanted to put the like terms together, so I wrote 3m minus m, which is 2m, and then add 6n plus 7n, which is 7n. Okay, 6n add 7n, which is 7n. Here too, you can write your answer as that, or you can write 7n add 2m. It's the same as 2 mangoes add 7 oranges. You can still have 7 oranges add 2 mangoes. It depends on which variables you want to put together first. So this is right, and that is also right. Okay, let's go to the next one. So we've looked at multiplication, quick and subtracting. Okay, if you don't understand, go and look at our first 2 videos. Okay, and on algebraic expressions, and I started from the basis from there. So now let's go to multiplication, which we started to do yesterday. A times A is 8 to the power 2. Okay. Yesterday I said to you, don't write it as, okay, A2, because this means 2A, and that's not what we are doing here. Okay, this means 2A. Try and write the powers as that. Okay, try and do this. Try and write it as that. We did mathematical symbols and we talked about powers. Okay, and we did the powers of 10 and we saw that. Okay, so this means A times A as there. Okay, now 2A times, not add, 3A. So if you are timesing, you times them together. So 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, A times A is A squared. Okay, so this is our answer. I hope you get that. Now here we are here now. Okay, the next question is 2A times A squared times B times 2B. Remember again, we are multiplying as we did yesterday. So 2A times A squared will give us 3A cubed, because this is A times A as here. So we have another A, so we are multiplying, so this will become 2A cubed. B times 2B will be 2B squared, because here we have B and B. Okay, now look at it carefully. 2 times 2 is 4. We are not adding, we are timesing. A squared, A cubed, B squared. Or you can write your answer as 4B squared, A cubed. Okay, this is right. That is also right. So this is like 4 times A cubed times B squared, or 4 times B squared. So you are just putting them around. Both of them are right. Okay, the next example. Okay, from here we go to I. So 3A cubed times A to the power 6. Okay, times 6B2 times B to the power 5. Okay, so now we have 3A cubed times A to the power 6. Okay, so to the power 3 to the power 6. Yesterday we said if you have A times A times A times A is A to the power 4. And you can, if you are multiplying, you just add the powers. We said that yesterday. Okay, so here we have 3A to the power 9, which is what we've written here. 3A to the power 9. Then the B part, we have 6B squared, B5 becomes 6B to the power 7. So 6B to the power 7. 3 times 6 is 18. A to the power 9, B to the power 7. If you are multiplying, I keep on stressing, if you are multiplying. Okay, if we were adding, we'll just leave it as it is. But if you're multiplying, it's like multiplying 2 times 3 or 3 times 2. Okay, so here is 18a to the power 9 if you multiply 3 by 6, and then b to the power 7. Or you can also write it as 18 b to the power 7 and a to the power 9. Both are the same. It just means that in this case you looked at the b first before you looked at the a. Okay, so if your answer is this or that, you are both right. If you are multiplying. Okay, let's look at the next one. 9x3 times 3y6 to the power 6. So 9 times 3 is 27. We have x3, y6. Or as I said, you can have 27 y6 x3. It's the same thing. Okay, that is if you are multiplying. The last recap question. So 6 times 5 is 30. Then we have rs. So rs q to the power 5, q to the power 5. Or we can also write it as 30 q to the power 5 rs. However you write it is the same, as long as the 5 is on the q and r is like to the power 1, s to the power 1, then it's right. So you can write your answer this way or that way. Okay, so that is our recap. Let's look at the division part. Okay, so our first division, a divided by b, is the same as a over b. Okay, I'll show you later. Or you can write it as, here b is b to the power 1, so you can write that a b minus 1. So you can write it this way or that way. Okay, I will explain this along the line, but I'm just showing that you can write it as a over b or b minus 1. This is important because when you get complex algebra questions, at times you might have to write it in this form. At times you might have to write it in this form to simplify your answer. Okay, so knowing how to do this and that and switching is very important. So this can be written as this or that. So if you write your answer as this or as that, both of you are right. Okay, now 2, a divided by a is in this form and equals to 1. So for instance, 2 divided by 2 is 1. 7 divided by 7 is 1. Okay, so the fact that they are letters doesn't mean that you leave your answer as a over a. You can cancel out because this a and a are like terms. Okay, question 3. 2a divided by a. Okay, this is 2a divided by a, so you can cancel out the a's and you get an answer of 2. This is also very important because if you have complex algebra questions, you need this knowledge to cancel out if you have to divide. Okay, we are looking at the division bit, okay, before we stop today's lesson. 4. So this is 2a squared divided by a. Okay, now 2a squared divided by a. A squared is the same as a times a. So one of these a here can cancel out. So now you cancel it out and you have 2a. Okay, or what I showed you earlier, you can write this as 2 2a squared a minus 1. Okay, you can write it as that, and then this one you can write it as that, as I showed you earlier, and then you use, tomorrow I introduce you to the mathematical laws so that you can add it to your flashcard. Okay, it will help you a lot. So you can have 2a 2 minus 1, which will give you 2 minus 1 is 1, so that's why you have 2a here. Or you can go and do it in the basic form and cancel out, and you have 2a. Okay, now 2a to the power 3 divided by a. So here again you can write it as 2a to the power 3 minus 1, or you can write it as 2a times a divided by 1. So one of the a will cancel out, so your answer will be 2a to the power 2. Question 6, okay, we'll soon finish, is 2a to the power 4 divided by a2. So here a to the power 4 is a 4 times, and a to the power 2 is a 2 times. So the 2 of those can cancel out the 2 of the ones here. So you have a to the power 2 with your 2 on the side, or you can write this as 2a to the power 4 a minus 2. So now you have 2a minus 2, which will be 2a to the power 2. So if this is easier for you at this moment, okay, fine. But if maybe you are advanced and you know how to apply this, fine. But gradually I'm taking you on a journey, so I will get you to this point. If you don't understand this, just stick with this for the time being, so I'm able to show you this. Okay, now what I just did, so if you have 1 over a is the same as 1 divided by a, but 1 over a can be written as a minus 1. Okay, so 1 over a squared can be written as a minus 2. 1 over a cubed can be written as a minus 3. Okay, that is a division bit, and that is why I wanted to show you this. Okay, but it's a gradual thing I'm trying to introduce you to. So this is why I didn't introduce here, but now I'm showing you why. Okay, so 1 over a squared equals a minus 2, as I showed you here. Okay, now let's look at this one. 30x to the power 8 divided by 6x to the power 6. Okay, so now here is 30x to the power 8 divided by 6x to the power 6. Now 30 divided by 6 is 5. X to the power 8, x to the power 6. As we've seen, this can be written as x to the power minus 6. So when you write it here, you have 5, 8, x to the power 8 minus 6. So you now have 5x to the power 2. So 5x to the power 2. Okay, so this is the importance of knowing this. Okay, now here we are here now. So 45 q6 divided by 9q to the power 3. So we have 45 divided by 9, which is 5. Now we have q6 divided by q3, and now q3 can be written as q minus 3. Okay, so now 6 minus 3 is 3, so 5q3, because both of them are q's. Look, so you can divide 5 and then divide, because you get 6 of the q's and 5 and 3 of the q's. So you can take the 3 off and you only be left with q. Okay, but if you know this step 2, then you don't have to be doing it like this. Okay, you don't have to be doing that. Okay, let's go to the next question. So 50x to the power 7 divided by y to the power 2. Okay, so this becomes 50x to the power 7 divided by y to the power 2. Now, so it will be 50x to the power 7 y to the power minus 2. Or you can also write it 50 y to the power minus 2 x to the power 7. It's the same thing. Okay, so this is right, and that is also right. Let's look at our last lesson for today. So 18f to the power 5 divided by 9x to the power 2. So straight away we have 18 and 9. So 18f to the power 5, 9x to the power 2. Okay, so 18 divided by 9 is 2. F to the power 5, x minus 2. Because f and x are different variables, we don't know the value. If it's f and f or x and x, then we can cancel. But because it's f and x, we have to bring an answer. We can only cancel out the numbers. Okay, so we can write it as 2f to the power 5 x to the power 2, or we can also swap them around. 2x to the power 2, x to the power minus 2, f to the power 5. Okay, so this is right, that is also right. Go and look at the video again and just go through slowly. You can start watching, pause, write it out, think about it, especially if you struggle to get your head around this. Okay, tomorrow I'll come back after everything we've done. I'll simplify it for you so that when you see certain things, you know how to solve them. Okay, so I'll give you some basic mathematical laws, okay, that we apply, and then gradually, as you grow in this, you realize that it will become more easy. Okay, don't just watch it. If you are doing an exam, don't just watch it and just go away. Okay, if you don't understand, come back and watch it again. Okay, hopefully by the time you do that for 5 times, it will stick. And try, if you see questions, don't shy away from it. Try and solve it. If you are stuck, put the question on the side, watch the video. There might be an example in there that will be similar to the question you are solving, and you can apply that to solve what you have. That is the only way you can learn. Okay, so thank you for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next lesson.